Salima, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday. I think today is our new moon / eclipse special, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're right. I kept calling it a lunar eclipse again. I was like, oh man, it's solar.
It involves the moon.
Yeah.
It's close. We have another phenomenal show for you today. We had fun on Dr. Danny's show last week. If you didn't get
that
to check
was a
that
good
out,
time.
Yeah, my mic was really jacked up in the beginning, but I got it working, and it worked out good. I think I lost her a sub or two, though. I didn't talk any smack about archaics. All I said was, like, people need to do their own research and get stuff wrong. Like, that should not infuriate people, but it definitely did.
I think people are very, very sensitive this week. Like, this eclipse season, this little window is just, I don't know. People are making a lot of, like, things about themselves. It's like really ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Nikki. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, it's kind of a South Node thing, isn't it? Like South Node in Leo, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. This big event happened, and I have to tell you exactly how I feel, and it's about me, and it's so important that you hear me, and let's fight. Let's fight. Like, I don't know. That's what I've been encountering, and I'm like, oh, that's a little.
Yeah.
It's a little like astrology coming to life. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. So we're trying to get somebody onto a debate. I don't know if Nikki's going to be able to get them.
No, I don't. They never responded.
No.
No.
Tropical enthusiasts want to have any conversations with us?
Oh my! No, they don't. No, they don't. I had somebody confront me that she deleted her comment and everything because I was like, well, I'm just going to do whatever I want. Okay. Like, that's it. I'm just going to do whatever I want. So
what was the problem?
The problem is that this person didn't like that I was using the signs as houses, that I was combining things and breaking rules. Apparently there's rules in astrology, like real rigid ones. And I was like, well, where? I mean, I've read them, but who cares? Like
what are these rules?
Well, she never elaborated. She was just like, who taught you how to do this? Like, it was kind of like shitty. And I didn't realize it was shitty until after I had sent.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah, and then but I was
not nice. Very nice.
I'm always nice, I'm always nice because I was like, well, I mean, I just do whatever I want. That's what I said. And I explained myself because it resonates. It resonates with me. Why wouldn't I, use it with anybody else? Then I forgot where I was. It's a tropical group, so I was like, oh, well, this person was obviously suffering, having a lot of bullshit going on, and I feel bad. I'm like, oh, let me look, just because I'm curious. And they are effing going through it, you guys. Like, I thought I was going through it. I was like, oh yeah, it's bad for you.
It seems to be happening. That's true.
Yeah. They never responded. Nobody ever. They were like, it's probably because they have to come to terms with the fact that their fucking whole sign thing is like 30 degrees off. Can't handle it, Well, it is a group about being an 8th houser, so you know how sensitive that can be. Does that mean have anything in the 8th house? What does that mean?
Are they all 8th house? So they're not.
Well, it's just about 8th house placements. It's just like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's very specific. I can't imagine thinking up enough content for a whole 8th house.
I don't know. It was just annoying. And then I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, it's eclipse season. Everybody has weird control issues going on right now, and nobody can control anything, so they're just grasping for what they can control and get control of. It's been really intense. It's just been a really, really intense time for everybody. It's actually been all right for me.
Yeah,
for the first time. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I'm like, oh, things are actually kind of doing really good, looking up.
Yeah.
The whole eclipse thing and all of that, the way the planets are lining up is really good for me. So I'm just.
Well, what do you got for us for this month?
Yeah. So what's really cool is I didn't actually look until like a few days ago, and I was like, oh yeah. We got the new moon happening in Virgo, but it's still close enough to the South Node in Leo. Like I think that's so cool that we get that I don't know, just it's different. So, you know, the solar eclipse, new moon is a lot about new beginnings, right? Like, but it's intensified. It's like on steroids. That's how I always see it. It's just like, it's like in your face, you're not going to miss it. But being so close to the South Node, it's almost like you can see it as like this new beginning, this new direction that, but also coming with like, I don't know, like a bit of a sacrifice, a bit of like, hey, I got to let something go in order to go in this path, like you can't fit through the door if you're trying to carry all your shit through it. You got to leave something behind. So I've just been kind of looking at it and looking at the themes of Virgo, like Virgo themes. They're pretty, I like Virgo. It's pretty cool. It likes to improve things. I think there's Virgo's solution based. They like to find solutions and get to the bottom of problems. They'd be a little like overthinkers, a little manic, maybe have a little bit.
I'd say that's fair.
Yeah, maybe a little control issues going on. Maybe. I mean, depending on your placements. But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of perfectionism issues, and like sometimes crisis lives in Virgo. That's been attached to that sign for a while. I kind of see it. I kind of see the neuroticism in it. My son is a Virgo moon. He worries about literally everything, like out of his control stuff. His brake pedal right now is squeaking. It's the end of the world. You better believe it. Like if he doesn't get on top of this, it's like the whole car is going to fall apart. It's extreme, but I think like it just goes to show you how extreme, the eclipse season is. So yeah, I mean, just looking at the sun and moon being near that South Node and Leo, we're looking at like things that we have to let go of that are, identity related, stop making bigger issues, world issues personal, and see the bigger picture kind of stuff. If I was looking at the world, right now, that's kind of what I would be seeing, what I say. I'm seeing coming out of this energy. This last eclipse, and then we had the sun going over the South Node. It led to some pretty insane stuff. I mean, we've got social movements now. We have people just pissed, and we've got the whole guns and violence, activism and shit like that going on in the U.S. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but you see these like themes. They're coming up. They're alive. They're well. It's pretty cool. It's definitely not where tropical says it is, right? The nodes they put in Virgo and Pisces. I think this new moon lands in Virgo for tropical. I don't know.
For tropical, yeah, probably. I think at the very end there.
What's cool about this new moon too is that it's part of like a bigger playing pattern in the sky. We've got this it's part of now a grand trine with Uranus and Pluto. So, there's a strong urge to change. There's these urges to transform. Uranus is supporting, freedom and breakthroughs and defying traditions and embracing new possibilities. Pluto's like pushing you to transform. And, and then you have, of course, Saturn and Neptune in opposition, which makes it like necessary endings, like difficult choices need to be made. It wants us to really recognize our needs and clarify, what our priorities are. I think people deep down know what it is they need to do. It's just uncomfortable choosing, a future unknown to them. That's scary shit to some people. They're like, oh my God, I could never change. I need this routine. I need it. Like I need, to breathe. If I have to change the way I work and live, and it's like going to be the end of the world for some people, like emotional, breakdowns are going to happen. We also have like the Mars and Pluto square going on too. So that's going to, affect our actions. It's that last final closing out square that Mars has with its cycle with Pluto. So, there's a lot of tension around our conscious and unconscious desires, bringing up negative emotions around, service and experience. It's like encouraging like a purge to just cut ties with things that no longer, align, with you. So a lot of this season I'm seeing is just about, embracing new paths. It's kind of a little, I feel like it can be for some people out of their control. It's just something you're just going to have to go with the flow. And depending on where it's landing in your chart, what axis it's, hitting, or is it hitting angles? Like, I know that you have a Virgo ascendant, like the beginning of Virgo. So I was curious, like how this was actually playing out for you. If you've been feeling it, like, is it on your ascendant? Is it, near it? I know you don't look at your chart much, but
yeah. Which point are we talking about?
I'm talking about the new moon. Yeah.
It's probably right on top of it.
It's probably like right on top. Yeah.
I feel phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I really I mostly feel like a lot of the deeper inner work I've been doing, especially over like the last 4 or 5 months, is solidifying. Forgive me, guys. I'm getting over a cold, and it didn't apparently bother me at all until I started talking just now.
Mine is just killing me right now.
You sound great. You sound so much better than you did the other day.
Oh, thank you. I've been resting.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like all of my hard work is like just, it's solidifying and it's just there. And I'm actually going to do a 1-day mini meditation retreat just here at home. I'm not going to do any work. I'm not going to write, no research, no reading, only meditation, only rest. Obviously I'll like probably eat and stuff, but other than that, I'm just going to go all in. Not that I feel like I need it or anything. I just, I haven't done it in a while. I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll do that. Got the equinox here, and taking advantage of some of these energies. I forgot that the solar eclipse was, in a couple of days. So that's cool. I guess I'll get some of that additional energy in there. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Right. I know. Well, I was thinking about the tarot card connected to Virgo. Like whenever I do any, I always think of like tarot is connected because that's kind of how I got back into astrology. But you get that hermit card, that comes up with Virgo that represents Virgo. So it's all these internal processes, we kind of want to go into that hermit mode to figure our shit out and decide what it is, like our direction is. So I don't know.
Confess?
Yeah.
Work dirty secret?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm into it. Yeah.
I had no idea. I read tarot cards for pretty much my entire adult life. I had no idea that tarot, like the cards, were related to astrology. It still to this day does not compute in my brain how those things would even kind of be related. Doesn't make a lick of sense to me. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah,
no idea.
No, I use Crowley's Thoth deck, and it's based on astrology. It's based on the astrology. So like all the swords would be like the elemental zodiac signs with like Mars and Mercury, and it just gives me a better idea of like what's really going on here. If I'm going to pull cards, which I don't often, but that's kind of how I got here. I got to give it some credit because I was obsessed with it.
That Friar Pezzle said that
they put demons in.
Yeah, that he probably put a curse on it, and if you don't read it exactly as it's meant to be read, then
that was the Rider Waite.
Get you.
Yeah, that was the Rider Waite.
I thought it was that one too.
Yeah, Thoth is, well, I don't know. I feel like I've got a little connection with some like sorcery and stuff. It seems to work for me. They don't like to tell me fluffy things or terrible things, so I've tested it. I'm like, all right. I get along. They might like me a little. They might like me a little. But here's the thing. I was getting timing stuff right. This is what turned me on to True Sky Astrology. Because I'm like, well, if you're saying this and I'm feeling it too, where where the hell is everything right now in the sky, really? And that's how I got to download the apps and check it all out. So, but yeah, I use tarot in association with astrology, and I'm working on like relearning things too, because I did use Rider-Waite for a long time, and I just go off the like story pictures like you would with like any oracle deck. But this is a little different, so I'm hoping I can perfect some kind of like timing things, because people are always like, when when is this gonna happen to me? And like, I don't freaking know. I mean,
Nikki,
look at astrology.
I'll be back.
Oh, go for it. Let's see. So there were a few things I wanted to talk about yet too. So we have Jupiter is actually still making like really good aspects, like he's trining the North Node. I mean, I see that as like a blessing. Jupiter hasn't gone into retrograde yet, so we don't have to like go back, and he's more future focused in Gemini, and he's been, you know, kind of finding meaning and finding, you know, what is it do we believe? What is it can we believe? Excuse me. Oh my God, you guys in the chat, I am dying. I've got the worst cold, so please bear with me. Oh, Chelsea didn't know that about tarot cards. I just do tarot for fun. I don't offer readings, but if you want one, like we'll get together sometime. I'll just pull some cards for you. Well, I was talking about Jupiter before I got a coughing attack, but we have like all of these outer planets are in, you know, retrograde, except for, you know, Saturn's not considered an outer planet, but I mean, him and Neptune have been hanging out for a long time. He's been part of this like pretty powerful little mini trine going on. So I was just saying, you know, we have Jupiter's influence being a little bit more future focused, a little bit more future orientated. We're getting some better aspects out of it, some good influence. The Plutonian influence, you know, I like seeing Pluto trines, but then I don't at the same time, because I'm like, oh my God, how is this going to turn out? It's not like a square where you're being forced to like make some changes. It's just kind of shit happens, I think, when Pluto trines things and kind of stuff that's out of our control. But like, you know, moves it out of the way. You know, it's really cool too, because this new moon forms a yod to you know, Saturn and Neptune. So it brings attention back to like what we're building spiritually, you know, what it is the future holds, which is kind of foggy right now, I think. I mean, we can see some weird shits happening, but it's also not exactly quite clear, you know, what it is we're doing as we're, you know, it's kind of like building a puzzle, you know, like you're getting like the outside of the puzzle, like just trying to get the frame of it, but you don't really know what the hell's going to happen on the inside and how long it's going to take. I'm trying to think of metaphors for it. I was like, you know, for a while there, it felt like I was like building a Lego house in the dark, and I just keep stepping on Legos, and I'm fucking just pissed swearing, like, oh my God, another, ow, you know, that's just kind of what I've been getting with this new moon. But yeah, I don't know. I've been obsessed with Pluto. You guys, I have just been like a total hoe for Pluto, man. I'm just obsessed. I'm like, where is he? Is he out of bounds? Like, I need to know. Is he going to call me? I've been doing a little research on Pluto's transits and the patterns that happen when Pluto's in a sign, and we just don't have like the correct history. Okay, like tropical astrology puts Pluto in different constellations and different dates, and if you look back at where Pluto was at certain times, he actually marks these eras of time, like the Gilded Age, the Progressive Age. You know, the time that he was going through Cancer was about the time, you know, America was developing the nuclear family, nuclear bombs, nuclear family. It was just all sorts of weird shit going on. And what I noticed with this Pluto polarity point is that we're revisiting some of the same patterns that were there when, Pluto was leaving Gemini going into Cancer, like dealing with themes around war and world war and the G word that you can't say without getting like banned off of YouTube. It ends with side. Yeah.
What's the G word?
You can't say it. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Geno. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
the reason why I won't say it is because my son's YouTube was just banned. And then I gave him like one of my YouTube account, and that one got banned. And then they threatened to ban all my other YouTubes like permanently.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I didn't know what.
So a lot of those same themes were happening back in like the late, 1930s, early 40s. We dealt with some of these same issues that we're seeing now today. It's just different. That's what I got astrologically. I mean, that's to the point of what I got, for this new moon. I mean, the world is turning, guys, and it's getting pretty weird. It's getting insane. But I don't know. I'm getting kind of thinking that, there's going to be a lot more like control, a lot more like authoritarian moves, and a lot more moves that a lot of people aren't going to agree with, That's what I think. A lot more stuff's going to happen. That's just going to kind of piss us all off. Yeah. Sorry. I wish I had better news, guys, but
I don't think it'll be that bad, but I mean,
you're not going to like, I don't know, hopefully nobody loses everything, over it, but maybe your marbles. Yeah.
There's what, 8-9 billion people on the planet. Probably most people's lives are pretty decent, and they won't notice the biggest impacts and stuff. Obviously, we don't have just like revolutions every other, every time somebody gets pissed off. Like it's probably coming still. It's been a long time.
Those nodes moved, and and that's what it's highlighting. We have it's funny because tropical astrology will look at anything but the sky. They will talk about anything, and they will bring anything up to justify what the fuck is going on. It's like literally killing me. I'm like, you guys, will you please just look at what chart I posted in your group, because it's real, and this is like why it's happening the way it's happening.
Are they receptive to that? Does anybody look?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think they would be. People really see what they want to see.
Well, I'm really like nice. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I get what you're saying, and I this is my point of view, and then it gets rejected, and I'm like, I'm not surprised really, but at the same time, I'm like, well, whatever. You're just gonna find out I was right later, and that's fine. It's called cognitive dissonance, and it's an epidemic. So everybody wants to be right about everything, and I don't know, somehow, some way, all of a sudden it's become all about everybody, and their personal feelings about everything and how important it is. And they've lost like all meaning of like the bigger picture. Like, hey, like it's actually about everybody, not just your personal feelings and what you think the world should look like. And everybody's got their thoughts, like culture. It's so funny because, we have a two-party system here in the United States, and they make it seem like, you're either super gold, you have this like golden soul, or you're like a heathen. I don't know. They like choose a side. It's just so weird. Like, you can't be both. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today, not to go on to like a financial rant or anything. I forget how it came up, but we were talking about like capitalism versus communism, and it's like, wait a second, why we gotta have a either or? You can be no matter what kind of financial system you have. Like, why can't we, pick it? Why does it always gotta be black and white, and everything's gotta?
Well, same with astrology. You can't be a scientist, you can't be an astronomer, and then you can't be an astrologer, because they're not the same thing. And I'm like, who came up with that shit? That's like horse shit. That came from like what? Some guy who thought his wife had less teeth than him. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, eating moldy bread. I'm sure, you know, drinking dirty beer. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. Were they eating mushrooms back then?
Probably not. I think they'd have been more open to
I think you're right.
some ideas. Well,
you're right.
I haven't really looked at
is this your first time looking at it? I know you've been super busy. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's definitely good. It's gonna be worth it, you guys.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Christy's move too. So yeah.
Let me see here. What do we got? It's looking like what day is this, you guys? I should probably know.
The 21st.
The 21st?
Yes.
Is that what I have written down? Because that's no, I have the 20th. So it happens on the 20th.
Oh, it happens on the 20th for you.
Okay.
So
yes, cool. Okay. So here's what obviously this time of year we're always going to get hit with that strong Virgo energy if you're in the northern hemisphere, depending on which part of the world you live in. This can mean different things. It could be harvest stuff, it could be springtime stuff. So I don't really get into the seasonal associations. I know that's a lot of people who are into that. It's not really my thing, but I will say that either way, it does trigger a lot of focus on the body, on the home. It's a great time to, tidy up your living space, your body detox. That's on all levels. And also, tie up some loose ends, maybe in the finances, maybe get rid of some stuff that just attend to the material world, essentially. There's a time and a place for it, and this is a good time to do it. This energy is going to echo probably at least throughout until when's the next solar eclipse?
Oh, February, I think.
Okay, so we'll probably get some additional Virgo energy now throughout February. Mercury is pretty close in here. I think that's actually a good thing. So Mercury in Virgo tends to be very... Oh, that's what you were talking about earlier, Nikki, like way over analyzing, getting into the routines, like thinking way too hard about all of the things. But it's close proximity to the sun, at least, for the month overall. I do think it softens it a little bit. It does allow for more intuition, especially with your physical body, maybe even making like those financial decisions and stuff like that. So I think this is a much easier placement. Mars over here by Spica. Here's the problem, you guys. This is potentially a problem. Mars is going to be increased sensitivity, emotional, physical, psychic, everything. And this close to Spica, which is going to be the health and wealth star for generalizing. You're more likely to take like physical issues are more likely to affect you negatively emotionally. Same thing. You may get really worked up about some financial stuff, just like, again, the physical material world things might hit you more emotionally right now. And this is definitely going to continue probably throughout the month, but it'll be obviously Mars is working its way back and forth. I don't know how much Virgo we have to deal with, but this close proximity to Spica could be bad. I don't want to say bad. I mean, it can definitely go that way. So if you feel just really emotional about stuff, like you got charged an extra $15 on your for some subscription you forgot you had, it's that's the type of thing make you break down and cry, be like, why was this all happening? Just completely irrational. Just know it's temporary, it'll pass. Don't get too worked up about it. Sorry if you can hear my kettle going off. Alice is going to handle it. On kind of along the same lines, Venus is conjunct Regulus while this is all going on, and that's going to make it way more intense too. But this is going to be on all accounts. This is really some of that deep emotional sensitivity. Possibly it does allow for really strong, like positive emotional experiences, just bliss, especially with loved ones. Not necessarily romantic, but definitely romantic too. When you, again, getting your feelings hurt though, holy Toledo, that can go, like just epic meltdown, like it's got it in here. So you just gotta make sure that you're taking care of yourself right now. You're just being aware that this is a possibility. Okay. It's definitely in there. Obviously Saturn's still over here in Pisces. I saw a question in the comments about Saturn. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Jupiter here in The twins, okay, over here, Gemini. This is also very emotional. I know, again, you guys, I'm basing this on the Mesopotamian stuff, so this does not have anything to do with, in the Mesopotamian system, doesn't have anything to do with the mind and air and all of that stuff. It's very, very emotional. It's all about love and bonds and all of these things. So this can influence partnerships. So all this emotional stuff that we were talking about over here, and the physical stuff too, you know, the sensitivities, it's more likely with Jupiter's presence here to be really, really intense as it relates to these close connections, these deeper empathic relationships that we have. So definitely,
expanding your emotions, guys.
Yeah.
Blowing them up. Jupiter does have a way about him for making things really big, seemingly big when it's connected to your emotions. You can overreact. So. You're like pretty.
Well, with everything else going on, that's definitely how this is going to play out. It's definitely going to. So that's how I would take it. I don't get super hung up on, it's an eclipse, so that's more important than a regular new moon or full moon.
Well, it's a partial. I mean, this last one I thought was pretty powerful.
The lunar?
The lunar was, but those tend to be a little bit more noticeable because it is about your, like, it is emotional. It's super duper emotional. You got that full moon, that opposition is pulling on it. And yeah, this one's a little bit more like a reset. I see it a little bit more as like a reset. Let's see.
I'll be right back, Nikki. Stand by. I'll be here, but
all right.
Take over for me for 1 second.
All right. I was looking for that Saturn question. Something about Saturn. Pulling down structures when it's in aspect with Pluto. Structures like building. Yeah. I have that, like all of our social constructs, you know, recently, since Pluto's like activation into Capricorn has been dipping in and out, but we've been seeing little by little all of the things that we built, all of these social constructs that help people, that build security, like financial stuff, you know, social programs, where they're all crumbling. Everything that gave us like security and help and guaranteed safety are just kind of crumbling away and disappearing. It's like making room so like new stuff can come up, because the way we were doing things, the old ways, they weren't working. I mean, look at education for one, and oh my God, nothing pissed me off more than when they changed math for kids here. And like, then you couldn't even help your kid with math. You can't count your fingers. Now it's like, it's looking like a whole ass equation up there, you know? So either the fact that people were pulling their kids out of school and teaching them, you know, at home, I was like, bravo. I mean, so we know that these systems are broken because the people who work in them say so. They know it. You got healthcare systems that are broken. That people aren't getting the care that they need, or they're not getting the attention that they need. I mean, we're talking like systematic all around. We know it's not working. It's just not. So we have to rearrange things. You know, does it mean we have to get rid of everything? No, I would hope not. I mean, I hope they don't get rid of PBS. I mean, I'm just saying PBS and like Sesame Street. That was super important to me. Like, I thought that was really cool shit. So there's some things I don't want to see go like that. Agreed. Lorna says broken systems for my entire life. Yeah, some of us have had to deal with that shit for like our entire lifespans. I don't know about you guys, man, but I've only been on this planet like 40 something years. You know, I've been here long enough to see the same cycles repeat themselves, the same leaders, the same dynasty families, the same everything, like just lies and bullshit. Like all of us have been here long enough to uncover and purge out all the shit. Like, oh, you know, is it a coincidence the American Cancer Society was started a year after petroleum-based medicines became the most popular thing ever in the world? You know, like, come on. Like, we're just, you know, people are uncovering all the dirty little secrets and all of the little nuances that, you know, hold the man up and hold the little guy down. And it's just, it's getting annoying. You know, we're seeing Pluto in the same spot as it was during the American Revolution, you know, when we were like, fuck you guys, we're going to go do what we want. And that same energy is still here, and it's still like playing out, but it's just in a different pattern. Everyone's kind of seems like they're just trying to figure their shit out. Like, what are you trapped in? What is it that makes, you know, this system a constant like gerbil wheel that you can't seem to jump out of? You know, so I think the events and the things that are happening, you know, next are all leading towards even bigger events next year. I mean, it's not like something happens and we have this big event, and then it's little things that trigger other little things that trigger other little things. And it's a slow rollout, you know, of
that's what I
change.
was gonna say. So I lived through which I know a lot of you guys watching this too, it's not just me. We lived through Y2K and 2012, and like those were for sure the end of the world. Like, it was out of control. They were you know, I say they, like everyone,
it was survival. Yeah. Like,
yeah. I mean, we did everything. Now, I wasn't necessarily I remember people kept asking me, like, in psychic readings and stuff, they'd be like, hey, what do you think's going to happen after 2012? I'm like, if I'm being honest with you, I think it's going to be totally normal and nothing different is really going to be going on.
I think it's going to be like 2013.
Really? Because I can really feel like something's happening and something is going to come, and like, I can just feel everybody I talk to. And I'm like, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. My pantries are stocked with food for the next, 3 years at a minimum. Like, I'm definitely prepared for it. But at the same time, when I look at it psychically, like, there's just doesn't really seem like anything big is coming. And, part of me, that part of us that loves disaster movies, there's always a part of us who's like, wouldn't it be cool to witness when California does finally break off?
Yeah.
And it's a bizarre part of your brain, because obviously you don't want anybody to get hurt or anybody to die. But there's always that part of you, that lives in cartoon land, essentially, where it's like, yeah, that'd be interesting. Or like, you get to see War of the Worlds in real life, and you're like, yeah, it sucks, we're all gonna die, but at the same time, like, hey, at least I was here to witness it. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, well, the movies set us up for it, like we had constant entertainment.
Which one? For
God,
2012?
I know. Yeah, all the movies. Like, think about it. Like, I feel like entertainment when we were growing up just set us up to be disappointed with like how unexciting life can really be.
Yeah.
None of us are like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not jumping out of cars. I'm not, running miles with cigarettes out of my mouth, shooting guns, like.
Well, but that's
the movies were so unrealistic. It gave you like this fantasy play, and I just feel like it gave us unrealistic expectations of what the future. And now we're here, and all of us are like, oh, what can we do? Like, I guess we'll just make memes about it and post them on the internet.
Well, and that's the thing. So like having, I had to throw all that food away. I couldn't eat it all, couldn't use it all. Like, having prepped for, like hundreds of bags of rice, like, yeah. It's just crazy. So
that's so funny. I planned on surviving. I didn't. I was like, oh man, like, if something happens.
We did the same thing with COVID. As soon as, because I got COVID in the December prior to the lockdown, and we all knew what was like, it was in the news. If anybody read the news, they're like, what's this crazy pneumonia in China? Like, people are, getting really sick. And I'm like, oh, I think that's what I got. I actually told my mom and everything, because it was bizarre, but I won't bore you with it, but it doesn't matter. But anyways, as soon as it looked like something's happening here on like a bigger scale, we stocked up. We filled every cupboard, everything. And I ended up having to give all that stuff away, like, because the world moved on. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, the law of averages, at some point, a global catastrophe where we're all screwed is definitely going to happen. But I don't necessarily want to survive that anyways. I don't need to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here to have these cool experiences, but I'm also cool with going to the next wherever.
I know, I've seen all the movies where people try to survive the disaster, and it's worse than the actual disaster. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want anybody to eat me, I don't want to get to a point where like, oh my God, there's nothing to eat. Niki looks delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no. So, plus I got a little extra right now. I've been bulking, so if stuff does go down, I'll probably be all right without eating for a few months. I could probably handle it. But yeah, so I tend to, because of these things, I tend to not take the what's the word for that? I try to not go down like it's the end of the world as we know it path. Because I think that stuff just moves on, like people just adjust to it. Like, if the global banking system crashes, like people will start bartering and trading it. Like the humans are survivors. Like we'll just figure it out. So I don't really get worked up. Now things are definitely changing, but we tend to have a bias for the world that we're living in now.
Yeah, I agree.
In which case,
because it's different for everybody. Everybody lives somewhere else, and their culture's different, their leadership's different. Everything's
absolutely
different. That it's what I find interesting is there are a lot of countries right now dealing with leadership changes, and I thought the Nepal, revolution was really interesting and really cool, and I love that attitude. Like let's just burn everything down. Which I don't want to burn everything down. I'm just saying, I think it's really cool that they were like, look, we're going to make an example out of you and we're going to show you what's going on.
Yeah. So that's so I don't know anything about it other than what you told me, Nikki, which was they basically tried to take their internet away and the people revolted, which good on them. Because good for them not burning down like local businesses. Like if you are going to burn some shit down, like you'd think you'd go, technically, and I don't know how their government
go for the mansions. Big mansions too. These folks lived very well. The thing is
that's corruption. Yeah.
In the United States, it wouldn't matter because they got 12 more houses. They'll just fly to Hawaii.
I don't know. I think if people actually in mass went, they stood up against
tyranny.
I think that maybe but the whole United States, it's a disaster. The whole thing's it's a cesspool of corruption. And that comes with all governments. It's not just the US, it's every government. That's just the nature of how it works.
I feel I don't know, I watch a lot of European news, I know that a lot of other countries are really, really pissed off at the United States right now, and it's kind of sad. I'm like, oh my God, like I thought we were friends. They're like, actually, we're mad at you guys. And they're not mad at us. They're mad at our leadership, because obviously, obviously, enough said. I don't even have to get into it. If you've been alive or had ears and eyes and had them open in the last year, you've seen it get a little wonky. Just saying, a little out there.
Yep.
I gotta laugh at it because I'm like, wow, I didn't vote for the hired actor. I didn't. I just feel like I'm the only one with my eyes open sometimes. I just really don't understand why everybody thinks the way they do and how they do. But
it's just like tropical astrology. Like, how can you look at that and not see what's going on?
Exactly. Oh, it's hard to explain. It's just like so frustrating. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like,
don't sweat it, Nikki.
You can't sweat it because you don't have any control over what's going on. That's just the way it is. You don't have any control over it. Control what you can, change your hair, cut your bangs.
How about meditate?
Meditate would be good. Definitely eat better. Definitely nutrition.
Speaking of nutrition, Nature's Place says I haven't been sick in 8 years. I eat nutrient-dense food, picked and eaten right away, good sunshine and exercise every day. How much exercise, Nature's Place? Because like if left to my own devices, I will exercise every day, but I'm like an exercise junkie and I burn out real fast. So like, I'm curious as to how much you're talking about. I also drink water in small amounts often. And I think that goes far. I don't ever stress my kidneys. Oh yeah. That's a important one that I definitely am dropping the ball on. I drink hot beverages like nonstop. I just like a hot beverage. I just love it. English chat with Lorna says, how do you interpret Saturn's aspect with all of these events? Classic does the pulling down structures. I don't buy it. Personally, I'm just telling you, I don't buy the whole shit's always falling apart at the seams, you guys. Doesn't matter. Pick a point in history. It's always coming apart. This is just a natural part of life. So I don't subscribe to that concept. At least on a global scale, because it's always in a state of flux. You cannot escape it. I think if we're looking at it in relation to the individual, I don't see the destructive aspect of or deconstructive aspect of Saturn whatsoever. Sometimes maybe with Pluto, but I don't think it's really a destructive aspect of Pluto. I think it's karmic, and there's some people that need to have they need to have the upheaval so they can get their shit together. And but I don't necessarily see that as being like, well, the planet is one of destruction. Now that's my take on it, Nikki.
No, I totally, like, you took the words out of my mouth with that, but I know that Saturn's seen as a malefic and like this a bit negative energy, but I honestly don't see it either, because I started out seeing it like that. I have a Saturn-Pluto conjunction. I used to think of that movie Casino with like Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, and like it was those two. It's changed. It's changed my vision of that since then. But Saturn, I feel like, is always trying to teach us a lesson here. You know, there's always something behind the floorboards. Like if we're tearing it up and we're going to build something new, you know, you're going to have to deal with the crap that's left over. And that's where that karmic stuff comes in, you know? So, you know, it's about mastery, you know, or what are we mastering? And with Pisces, it's surrender. It's our emotions. You know, we're looking at things from a completely different angle now with Saturn being in Pisces. You know, how he functions is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think Saturn in Pisces brings up all the deepness, the emotionalness, the surrender, and the survival. And I think it also brings up a lot of things around like magic, you know, and what we believe spiritually, like those structures. You know, where Saturn is it means something, you know, it's not in freaking Aries. We're not starting new shit. We're still dealing with all of our old karmic crap. Still, like, it goes on and on, even long after we're dead. There's some piece of us that gets played out until it's gone, and then we come back to do it again in a different way. I mean, if you know, subscribe to that way of thinking, but I'm totally about it. The weirdest thing, you guys, like I have a court date coming up. It's aligning with this. It's on the 22nd. So it's big. It's a big deal to me, you know, and then my final court date's like right after this eclipse, see, like October 1st. And you should see the way it lines up in my chart. It's like almost perfect to end things, you know, like I'm ending a huge chapter in my life. So to me, this has been kind of liberating. I'm like, I'm finding a lot more emotionalness around it, but like happy stuff. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing too.
Cool. Like, so I like this.
A lot of it's perspective.
Yeah.
You know, how does this one, whatever the aspect is or the transit, it affects people differently.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, what are you going to take from that? Do you want to see it as a positive, a negative, or what? English,
they're pretty hard aspects too. So
yeah,
it feels good.
English chat with Lorna says, my biological family is being turned upside down in the past month. Really tough stuff hit me hard emotionally. Usually can process well, but it flipped me out. I'm very sorry to hear that, Lorna. Sending lots of love, and everything is going to be okay. It will. I promise you, it absolutely will. Meditation definitely helps too. Chell said, did anyone else see anything about that butterfly-shaped hole in the sun a few days ago? Was that legit? I haven't heard anything about it, but I don't get out much. I mean, sunspots sometimes are big enough you can see them. There has been a lot of solar activity, so it could have been that. Hey, Amy says, yes, the coronal hole was shaped like a butterfly. Oh, see, I definitely missed that. I would have to check it out.
I missed that too.
Maybe I can find an image here in a minute if I remember. Chell said, I English Chat with Lorna says, I saw that on my science channels I follow, and I think it is legit. Haven't investigated though. Yeah, I have to check. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't hear about that. Did you guys hear that NASA basically soft admitted to life on Mars? They're just like, yeah, by the way, we found this thing, and it's only possible if there's at least bacterial or microbial life. But
because there used to be life on Mars. Like, remember when they were showing us pyramids in the space, and now they're like, oh, that would never existed. That was in the 90s, you guys. They were taking pictures.
And they blurred it out. The subsequent images that came out, they made it blurry so you couldn't see. So the first ones were really clear. It's just like they lost all the footage of the moon landing. They don't have the original specs of the tin can lunchbox that made it all the way to the moon. So,
okay. Only the most important shit in human history. But
exactly.
I know.
I know. Hey, Amy says it was the 13th rotation of that particular hole too. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, I have to look into this, you guys. I have been really, really busy on this academic journal, which is killer. You guys are going to love it. You guys are definitely going to want to get one. Okay.
Yes.
What else? Where was I? I don't know.
Well, the sun flares, the solar flares, and all. I forget all about that and how that affects people. And I've been completely drained. Like, I don't know, man. I'm my energy's up and down. Like, obviously, I came down with something, but I don't know. Ever since we were all pissed off that one time, I was like, what is this? Like, if even Abbey got mad, I was like, it's got to be solar. It's got to be solar.
It was rough. I'm very
very chillax. Yeah.
I literally worship the sun. Like, I love the sun. I love the sunlight. Like, I just want to be in it all the time. Not in Florida or Dubai, where someplace where it's like ungodly hot. Like, I'm happy to have it be chilly outside, but like, I just got to be in this. So I'm like very, very, I think I'm really sun sensitive anyways. So I don't know. You can see where that stuff maybe makes a difference. Nature's Place says, I walk my dogs 40 minutes and garden for 6 hours in the summer. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh my God.
I will do Kundalini yoga in morning, 5 to 7 days. That seems to do it. We are made to be upright and walk light work as the as sun is up. Yeah. I don't ever sit. So I have I know you guys can't tell. I have a standing desk. I never sit down. I hate sitting down. I do sit down to meditate. But other than that, like I will just walk and do it. But I like I said, I burn myself out because I push myself way too hard. And this is completely off topic and I apologize, you guys. But I'm doing like a hybrid powerlifting, weightlifting, like Olympic lifting right now. And I really want to go back up to 3 days a week, but I'm realizing like I push myself so friggin' hard in that hour, like 2 hours that I'm at the gym. So if you guys don't know, when you work out, you're sore for a couple of weeks and then you're not sore anymore. Okay. Like your body adjusts to it. Well, I'm sore every single time because I'm pushing myself too hard. And it's partially because I absolutely love it. But like, yeah, so that's why thank you for telling me that. I think maybe that's what I need more of too. I think this winter I'm really going to try to do more walking outside. I like to power walk. I can't walk slow. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
I love cardio. I got my little rebounder. I
don't know. I'd classify that as cardio. I don't know. I'd call it cardio. My mom, you know what? My mom was a runner and she would wake up at like 4 a.m. and go run like 5 miles, just like psychotic running, like in the middle of the dark, like what's going on. And, you know, in like the boonies, no lights, no street lights, nothing.
Oh, that's
I think
scary.
She had to run with a gun and everything.
Yeah, my sister ran she almost got snatched up running. Like
you gotta be careful. For
yeah,
sure. Even back in like the 80s and stuff. But her knees are jacked up now. It's not. I don't know how. And they've done studies on this. Like how much cardio do you actually need? And you probably don't really need any. Like walking is far better for like just overall. Like walking is really, really good for you. It's not taxing on the nervous system.
I do it for the lung power. I used to be a chain smoker. Like I haven't been a cigarette smoker since like probably 2012, 2011.
Do some HIIT. Just
2010.
Do like Hibata training or something.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I like my little rebounder. You're just like, it's so fun. It's just happy. You're like, you can jump, you can jog.
I've seen videos on YouTube about it. They're pretty,
if you look up the jazzercise, like, oh my God, it's goofy, but it puts you in a good mood.
Hey, Amy says Saturn for me is Serapis Bay energy. I don't know what that is. So Nikki,
I don't know what that is either. Where is
no? That? Okay. So hey, Amy, you got to tell us what it is because we're ignorant on the topic, apparently. Nature's Place says, we lived like that longer than we do now, and our bodies haven't caught up. Trish Farrell 78 says, I see my Saturn return as a gift. What you cultivate comes to fruition. If you aren't happy with your harvest, then be a better farmer. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfectly summed up. Nature's Place says, I like that, Trish. I have my Saturn in opposition to my Sun Moon conjunction, so it has been with me for a while. I like the returns better. I've liked all of my Saturn. Well, I've only had the one, but I loved my Saturn return. It's been great. It was like one of the coolest times ever. Chell says, supportive, but support that requires accountability on your end. Don't complain about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. Yeah, you guys got it. You got it. Nature's Place says Stephen Burns covers sunspots, etc. Okay, we'll have to check it out. And need to clear lactic acid that builds up with rest, hydration, more veg, etc. Yeah, maybe. Yes, but I also don't know. Like, there's only so much. I mean, I really push myself to a ridiculous degree. Everybody's like staring at me. Like, it's seriously, I'm too competitive. Okay. I don't know where that shows up in your guys' chart. I think it's a Sagittarius placement. I don't know for sure, but I'm too competitive with myself. And I think I really just push myself. Okay?
Oh, I do that too. I compete with myself. I haven't actually worked out because I was so obsessed with it. And when I went through, my breakup and moved, I just stopped working out. Now I'm losing like all my muscle definition and I'm trying to get back into it. Oh, and
how long has it been?
It's been a long time. And now it's been months and months actually. God, I've been like at least 7 months. I tried to get back into it. I ripped my, I actually tore stuff inside my arms. So I
gotta go real slow.
I know. I thought I could just jump right in where I was before. And because I felt it, I felt it. I was like, I'm so powerful. This is so great. I'm just going to keep going. And then I ripped my shit up, but I'm getting back into it and slowly. So now it's just like yoga, Pilates stuff, like, using my body weight instead of actual weights.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to start out real slow. I'm doing like actual geriatric exercises I found on YouTube. You guys, I know, don't laugh at me, but I have to in order to get the strength built back up.
Well, yeah, that's naturally how it's supposed to be done anyways.
Yeah.
So you're doing it the right way. Trish Farrell 78 says, I finally have a gym buddy and I'm so excited. I'm a solo gym girly, but I found a person who's all business like me. We work together. It's perfect.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Get in there. The gym is great. It's like one of the coolest things ever. Chat with Lorna says, I guess I am a fantasy farmer, been doing intense spiritual work for over 30 years, and I'm not thrilled with a lot of my harvests. Yeah, but okay. I know what's going on. I completely understand.
Farmer? Me too. I trust me.
more self-love and self-nurturing, self-forgiveness. I think if I had to guess, I've talked to a lot of people, over the years, had a lot of clients. I've done a lot of coaching, psychic readings, astrology readings. If the harvests aren't working out, we're probably, we're just not loving ourselves enough. There's a deeper subconscious program in there that's like, well, I don't actually deserve to be happy though, or it's not actually possible to be happy or like have these things or do all this stuff. And so, that's where we gotta really start to pull the splinters out and start lancing the wounds.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard probably for everyone.
Yeah, it is. Because you don't really realize you're doing it. Like I don't know. Some people don't realize that they're doing it. That they're
for sure.
Self-sabotaging, or they don't feel like they deserve this or that. Like who says you don't deserve to be happy? Is it you? Are you basing it off of, what somebody else thinks, who's probably a loser. I mean,
yeah, probably.
You know, let's think
a lot
about
of it's real insidious though. Like it's so background program, you don't even realize you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard too, because you can be like a spiritual master in meditation, and then you get back out into the real world and you get sucked right back into all of the bullshit. I'll give you guys a good example. I'm a Virgo, and I know most of you guys watching this right now have strong Virgo in your chart. I'm not an actual Virgo, I'm a Sagittarius, but I have way more going on in Virgo. But I do it with money, okay? And I've done it my whole life, and I keep catching myself whenever I think I've conquered this, I start doing it again. So a good example is I personally don't believe that any of this is real, not even a little bit. And I can give you the documents to back this up if we want to have that conversation sometime about the quantum nature of reality and how it's basically a really realistic lucid dream. And the experiments bear this out, and this, the math bears it out.
See, I'm going to just interrupt you for a minute because I know this, and it's been driving me nuts because I'm like, who the F am I then? If I'm Niki here,
that's the question.
What's going on the other side? And that's what they won't let me see. They're like, close that curtain on me. And I'm like, ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's that fits in perfect. So if it's not all real, right? That means that there is only consciousness, which I don't care what you call that. Like you can call it Shiva or like it doesn't matter. God, the universal intelligence, it doesn't matter. So I know this 100%. I know this. I also know, and I think that anybody else who does, deep meditation knows, like you are consciousness. There is no difference between you and the supreme absolute nature of existence. Not only that, though, so here's the thing. When you start getting into this type of work, or even quantum physics in general, you have to get real comfortable with paradoxes. Okay, so multiple things can be true at the same time. So technically, I could be the only person having this experience at the same time. We're all having a collective experience, and or none of us is having the experience, and all of these things absolutely can be true at the same time. So there's a lot to unpack there, I realize, and I'm summarizing, so you'll have to forgive me. But in looking at it this way, I also know that I am, and this applies to you guys too. I'm not just talking about myself, but this is just how, I have to relate it to myself. If it's all me, if I'm the only one here, then technically I am loved more than any other thing, right? So I see this and I feel it in meditation. Love is like this, the infinity loop. Like everything is created in love. It is love for love because of love. Like that's all it is to me. Even the stuff that everybody's like, oh, that's horrible. There's like murder and, the ape ray and all of the horrible stuff. Sure. But in the grand scheme of all of existence.
Yeah. But where is it rooted from? It usually comes from some type of love for something, like that's how I see negative things like transpiring. People murder usually because oh yeah, I loved her, or so I killed her, or I did this, because of that. And usually stems from love of some shape or form.
Yeah, but even if we're looking at all of this stuff like it's not even real anyways, in which case it's still just like you're watching a movie. And like, why would you watch a movie? Well, because you want to be entertained, right? Like you want to have the experience. So even sometimes, whether we say we do or we don't, you guys if you watch the Lifetime channel, don't give me your bullshit about I don't want to suffer, because all that is just torture and suffering. You watch soap operas, you do any of that stuff. Okay. You love pain and suffering. So don't give me your bullshit. But that's beside the point. So the point I'm trying to make is that I know that everything's always going to be taken care of. Okay. I've been through some horrible stuff, and 100% of the time it worked out in my favor. I have a 100% track record of just being protected, just being cared for, just being taken care of, to been provided for. Okay. By God, or whatever you want to call it, the cosmos. 100% of the time. All right. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So why then every single month am I like, because I'm a business owner. I run my own business. If I don't handle my business, who knows? Maybe my family doesn't eat that month. You know what I mean? And you guys can all feel me on this. So why do I always, knowing this completely, okay, why do I still start doing calculations. Well, I need to pay this bill on this day. I need to do this. I have to have this much money for this thing. I have to do, and I start calculating in my brain. It starts doing all of the math. Oh, well, what if this is the month that I, just something happens, the internet gets shut off in Russia and I'm just like screwed forever. My family starves. What if all of these things? And anytime you guys know, if you start playing the what if game in your brain, now you're in like bullshit reality. Get out of it fast. Okay. Because that's what we create that. Like you're going to create that stuff on some level. And that's what I keep having to come back to. And this is my big lesson, I would say, in life in general, is this whole scarcity thing. And I think a lot of us with Virgo traits, we probably deal with this to some extent, even though some people aren't afraid to lose money or finances or whatever. Their fears are around, not having enough people in their life, not having enough love, not having enough support. So, anyways, in meditation, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before with the eclipse coming up and me doing like this, where I feel like I really am solidifying all these changes. I really have been working hard over probably the last 4 to 5 months.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Just on this specific scarcity issue, and just like really living in that state of knowing that I'm 100% taken care of. Now, before I'd have like what do we call this? Like, there's a word for it, complex trauma, right? Or complex PTSD. That's the one where the tapping doesn't work and the eye movement thing doesn't work because it's really, really deep in your subconscious and your body, mind, this programming that we have. And so having really worked on this, I'm finally getting to a point where things that used to freak me out before, and I'm like stuff that's stupid, you guys, like it's dumb. Like I just have to log into my I don't know, some bank account or some banking app, and like my heart started like, why? There's tons of money in there. Like what's going on, right? This is a completely irrational fear. But it is getting to the point where that stuff is not affecting me anymore. And I have had crazy, miraculous things coming out of left field that there's no possible way that you could interpret it as anything but basically like God, tapping you on the shoulder and being like, hey, you're right. You got this. I'm taking care of it. You don't have to worry about anything. So, I don't know if that's helpful for anybody out there. Like if you have some sort of deeper issue, where it's like it's a program. And like I said, if I wasn't on top of this every single day, within minutes, it's going to pop back up and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, the world is real. Money's real. Government's real. It's not real, you guys. It's not. And that, that's my personal take. You could do what you want with it, but I don't think it's real. And you could say like, well, what about like if you get an injury or something? Yeah, it turns out that stuff's not real. So I know we just talked about being sick and stuff just a minute ago. When I say I was fighting off a cold, I literally had like a little scratch in my throat for maybe 24 hours. It was nothing. And my family has been sick for weeks. And I didn't go into, I used to be terrified about getting sick, you guys. And sure enough, I was sick all the friggin' time, all the time. Now I was a stress junkie too, and that'll definitely it's not good.
Yeah, stress will do it. Stress will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just like, I'm not going to get sick. Like I don't get sick. I don't need to be sick. I'm not sick. Because none of it's real. There is no illness. I did the same thing for my mom the other day and Alice, like a few weeks back too. I was like, you guys aren't sick. It's not real. Just don't be sick. And they just weren't. They just woke up the next day and they were fine.
That works sometimes for me. Sometimes it's like, no, you're not listening and you think productive rest is rest. So
well, and that comes back to that's you creating it on a subconscious level so that you'll sit the fuck down, Niki, and chill out.
I don't. I got no chill, you guys. I got no chill.
Yeah, sometimes, but that's my point is that when we have these situations, I think on 100% level, and I know people get very upset, but trust me, I've had my share of horrible things, okay? And I still believe that we create these things. Maybe to have the experience, maybe to learn things. I don't know if there's a bigger picture that
sometimes it's karmic, like I take care of my dad and I never thought in a million years I would be his caretaker. And I'm probably not the best person to be taking care of this man. but here we are, and it's karmic, it's something I can pull up on the, on my program and look, because I've thought to myself, there's no reason why I should still be even talking to this person after everything we've been through together. But there's still like a really deep soul connection that I have with, my dad that I don't really, share with anybody else. There's like an understanding there. Like, it doesn't matter how like bad things have gotten. I'm just wired to be there. It's really weird. But so some things we just have to like, I don't know, just accept as karmic debts being paid, or, however you want to like visualize it, maybe on the other side, I was like, don't worry, man, I got you. That could just, no matter what happens, don't worry, I got you. That could be it. We just don't know. I mean, some of us know. Some of us are like, so in tune to the other side, we can tap in and be like, oh yeah, I remember that, or oh yeah, it depends on how spiritual you are and if you ascribe to that kind of stuff. I do. I mean, I remember shit I shouldn't remember, and then I'm trying to remember the stuff they don't want me to remember. They're like, no, you can't go that way. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, I'm big on like meditation and mental interplay, like I have seen people have passed over and they've passed on messages, and it's gotten, the pressure for that has gotten actually really big, and I don't like it. Like, I don't know if I want to get into like mediumship, but I've been seeing things again.
It's a lot of work.
Well, it just kind of happens effortlessly. If it's going to happen effortlessly, I'm going to do it. If I can get it and it makes sense, I'll do it. But if I got to try really hard to like try and pull somebody specific, I'm not going to do it.
I just mean I think it's draining, even when it's just coming to you, and it's like a distraction. And I feel like, I mean, you wouldn't just have, and I get it. Some people are just really into this. My mom's like that. Dead people come to her and talk to her, and she passes along messages all the time. That's all fine and good. But for me, it's like, I'm busy. Leave me alone. I didn't ask you to come here and like talk to me. Like, there's a time and a place. You wouldn't just have some stranger like come to your house and, come. Well, maybe you would, Nikki. I don't know, man. We would just open the door and be like, yeah, come on in. Let's have a conversation. Like, no, you just wouldn't do that unless they're going to talk about their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because I love those conversations. Like, those are cool. And I would let that in. Jehovah's Witnesses, like, they're like the coolest people, because they'll talk to you. They're, so many people are terrified to talk about religion. They're not. They'll talk about it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, unless you show up at their house.
So shout out to, well, I've never done that, but shout out to all of our Jehovah's Witnesses out there, because you guys are that's respect. I have legit respect.
This lady bothered me so much. I like found out where she lived, and I showed up at her house.
That's the type of thing that we're talking about right now, where people can melt down, like, because of the emotional stuff. So just be on the lookout, you guys.
That was a long time ago. Okay, I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't do anything. I just scared her a lot. So.
I'm sure. Trish Farrell said, but that is fair. Like, if she's gonna come to your house, like,
yeah, guess what? We're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, it was reasonable. Trish Farrell 78 says, my son is a Sagittarius, can confirm about the competitive thing. Yeah, it's real, you guys. It's definitely real. Chell says, insidious, perfect descriptor. Nature's place also agrees, but I'm not sure what that was in relation to at this point. Chelsea wants the links to the research papers. Yeah, for sure. I know you're into that too. So yeah, for sure. Yes, nature's place, you are what you project.
That's real. That is so real. I remember one time I was standing in line, and like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, you can really control the environment. Like, if you're really like aware of what's going on, you can control the vibes. All right. And I had a choice to make. I could be either really pissed off, or I could start cracking jokes and make break the tension here. And we were at the bank, so it was about money, and it was like, it sucked. Everybody was freaking out. And I walked in there pissed, and I just saw everybody. I'm like, that's it. I'm changing the vibe in here, because I can't like leave this place feeling worse than when I walked in. And like, by the time I left, I had the whole vibe changed. Everybody's laughing. They're like, oh, you know what? This isn't so bad. It was something about online banking, and you had to go to the bank to fix the shit. So like, it was scary stuff. But yeah, I mean, you have a choice. You have a choice. Like the attitude you bring to the on stage, like sets the tone for what's going to happen. So if you walk in all pissed off and all that, what you project is what you're going to see. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Try it sometime. Like try it. And things are like getting hairy and yucky. You know, change it. Change the vibe. My teenage daughter used to just love to fucking explode, and like she'd get to the point where she'd be like, I'm gonna hit you. And I'm like, you know, so of course I lift weights. So all I do is just like grab her. She's like 90 pounds, hold her down and tickle her. You know, I'd be like, that's it. Now you're not mad anymore. Oh, it'd make her even more mad. But, you know, it would change the vibe a little bit. She'd be like, you're fucking weird. Like go away and come back with a better attitude later.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the emotion and energy you project, that makes a huge difference.
It is. It's real.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that extensively on this show in particular. But yeah, that's for sure how it goes. Trish says, English chat with Lorna, no opinion on that. I'm not sure what it was in relation to, but I definitely have empathy for your struggle. You got to love yourself. Hey, Amy says, be aware of the body you inhabit. Yes, definitely. Chat with Lorna says, and Abby, belief systems resonate, which I guess ultimately love, but I love myself. That's what's getting me through the BS. Well, gotta love yourself harder. We'll love you too. Sending tons of virtual hugs for sure. I'll meditate for you too. Okay. So, but I promise you, it's gonna. The cool thing about everything falling apart is that that means that everything's about to get better too.
Yeah,
you know?
Then it'll fall back together in a whole new way. That
and you'll be like, yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, I know. I'm in that boat. It'll work out. You got to tell yourself it's gonna work out though. Otherwise, you'll be like crying every day in the shower. So you got you got to believe it. Eventually, if you tell yourself it enough, you'll believe it. It'll change your attitude.
It's all a program. We're just running on programs most of the time.
Well, you know, here with the new moon too, you know, it brings up a lot of themes around the past. You know, the moon, I think, is connected to the past and past emotions and stuff. So, you know, with it being in Virgo, maybe now is a good time to purge all those things, write it all down and burn it, or just fucking scream in a pillow or cry, you know, do what it is that you got to do to purge all this stuff out. I mean, there's ways you can do it that, you know, aren't going to hurt anybody else's feelings. You know, like if you have a problem with somebody and you don't want to hurt their feelings, I mean, it's one way to do it. You know, write that shit down and fucking write real hard and then, you know, rip it up and let it go.
Yeah.
That's something that's helped me.
Yes, and every instant is a new opportunity to just completely start over. So again, according to quantum physics, there is no past. It's all just the continuous present. It's just this. It's just now, which means that the past only exists if you're thinking about it and you're allowing it to affect you on some level. Which again, this makes it really hard sometimes to function in normal human life and to feel the same types of emotions and stuff. But we get to make a conscious choice if we're going to let things from the past have any influence on us. We do those things whether we realize it or not. Sometimes we blame our body. We're like, yeah, but like it's hard to pull out when like I feel these feelings. But again, you have like if we're consciousness, we have complete control over those things. I know we talked about this a few weeks back when we all were feeling rage when that all happened, even me. And I almost like got in a fight and stuff and everything, which doesn't usually happen. But we talked about like one of the I think Nikki and I don't know if we had this conversation on the show. I think we did, but we definitely had it on the meditation call. But I think we also had it here. I know what I did to pull it because I had like a 3-day streak where I'm like, oh my God, I'm the worst. Like, why can't I overcome my body? I should be more powerful than my physical body at this point. And I walked myself back through like, where did things start to go wrong? Now I was very hormonal. Okay. But that shouldn't have anything to do with it. I just told you guys, you know, I meditated myself out of being sick. I've healed injuries rapidly through meditation, like, cause it's not real. At least that's, you know, the where I'm operating from. So I went back and I was like, I'm taking back the decisions that I made in the past, which doesn't exist anymore. Okay. It's not there. I'm taking it all back. I had a perfect day that day. I didn't screw anything up. I said the best things. I did the right things. And that's all that matters, because, you know, there's no difference between then and now. There's an infinite number of universes where I did everything right those days. And you know what? Within seconds, I like totally kicked that whole 3-day streak of misery and just suffering. And I'm like, no, it's done. It's over. And it really was. And Nikki, you had a similar story. I don't know that it was, you know, to the same, I don't know that you had meditated on it or anything, but it was the same thing. It's like, no, we make these choices consciously or unconsciously to allow something to affect us, to have any type of power over us, any type of control. I can tell you guys, so if you follow us, you know that there's a certain ex person that would creep into my dreams, literally like totally creeping, you guys. I haven't had issues in like the last month, which may not seem like a big deal, but this idiot was in there like all the time. In one of my meditations, I realized like, no, that guy's not real. He's just, I'll let you in on a secret. It's not really a secret. I've talked about it before. I have a word for consciousness that I call Kiangmah, which means supreme love in Sumerian. Okay. So that's just the name that I've given consciousness. It doesn't really matter. Cause I think of Shiva and Shakti. They're too much like personified. And it's hard sometimes for me to look at them as not male, female. And like, I give them too much of a, even though they're not necessarily meant to be people, I give them way too much like personification. So this is just like a general word for consciousness, which also has intelligence and you know, like feels love and is love and whatnot. So anyways, it like really clicked that like that guy that was creeping into my dreams and affecting me in this negative way, he's like literally not real. It's just Kiangmah. It's just consciousness, you know, basically, you know, giving me the experience, seeing what I'm going to do. What choices am I going to make? What beliefs am I going to accept? How much power and credit am I going to give myself for this situation? And I haven't had any issues since. So I know that maybe that seems obvious, you know, but you guys know, like it's different to know something intellectually and it's different to feel it and be living it and experiencing it on a moment to moment basis. But we really are so powerful. You guys out there, you are so powerful. You can change everything on a dime. I've probably talked about this before too. My friend in Michigan, she always gets her nails done blue. Always gets them done blue. Same nail color, like every single time. She went to sleep. She woke up. They were orange. Okay. She had just gotten them done the day before. She went to sleep. They were blue. Woke up. They were orange. I've had stuff happen like that too, where things in the environment are different. Like they just changed. Like all of us, there used to be this billboard, like right literally outside my window. And I used to, you know, stand here and look at it when I was doing my calls. And then just one day it was gone. And I'm like, where'd that thing go? And I went out there. Not only is there no evidence that it was ever there, the security guy who's like right down there is like, no, there's never one there. It's just like not there. Okay. So your reality can literally just change instantly. From 1 second to the next. So take your power back. Anybody out there who needs to hear this message is for you. It's not a coincidence. Okay. Got put right, flashing lights into your face, into your ears. Take your power back. Okay. Take control. It's all you. Okay. It's all about you. You are the main character. Okay. So like it's, you know, it's your turning point in your story. For anybody who needs to hear that.
Yeah. Let go of all the old stories you've been telling yourself too. Maybe you're not remembering things right. You know, maybe the past wasn't as bad as you thought. Take the lesson, take the L and move on. You know, that's kind of was my message I got. You know, I was beating myself up over, you know, the end of this relationship I had that was just actually looking back was pretty fucking terrible. I was like, oh, wow. And you blame yourself a lot. And then you tell yourself a lot of stories, you know, that aren't real. It wasn't true. Like, it wasn't, you know, I take a lot of blame. I'm like one of those people. I'm like, oh, it must have been me. I was like, now that I've had enough distance between myself and the situation, I'm like, definitely wasn't me. I don't think I was the problem here. But I mean, you can't, I don't know, you just have to tell yourself different stories, you know? Maybe you're not remembering it the right way, or maybe you're victimizing yourself, or maybe you're putting yourself in a different like light than what you should be, you know? You got to see yourself as a different character in the story, basically.
Yeah.
You do. You have to envision it, you know? these are lessons. We have to learn them. Like, they're going to come whether we want them or not, you know, and sometimes they're not lessons we want, you know, obviously, but, you know, it doesn't mean that it isn't going to, you know, push you in the right direction or create a better future for you. I mean, I don't know. I'm future orientated. Like, I just wanted good things to happen all the time. No matter how hard I tried, they couldn't happen. And now I'm like, look at this. I had to let go of some things, and now it's really a lot better. I think it's a lot better. And it's just a lesson, you know, guys. You just gotta like take it as is. Take it for what it is. You know, it's not the end of the world. That's what I'm trying to say. Just when bad shit happens, it's not the fucking end of the world. All right. It may feel like it. It may seem like it. And sometimes we can blow things up and make them bigger than what they really are. But
yeah, we can all do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Rage week, though. I don't know what got me through that. I don't know. I did have to change my attitude. I was like, I got to change my attitude about the way I think.
It was rough. It was real rough.
Because I'm feeling like really like vengeful and petty. I was like, I want to be petty. I want to be vengeful and evil. God, I just don't have it in me. I just don't have it in me. I wanted those things, but I just don't have it in me. I don't have a fight left in me, you know.
That's all right. You don't need to fight. You don't need to be
vengeful. No, I got it in me.
Trish Farrell 78 says, to me, spiritual work isn't actually work. Your mind is what creates goals and expectations of what needs to be done to achieve spiritual awakening, when it's really just about being. Yeah, it's a good point. Nature's Play says, treat your body like you want to be the best receptacle for the energies. Then play until you transform into the next.
Absolutely.
Yes. Also, psychedelic medicine can get at that deeper stuff. Yes, it definitely can. You guys, do it for me. I can't get any here, so do it for me, okay? Trish Farrell 78 also says, all the metaphysical exercises are great, shadow work, etc., but they have nothing to do with being a soul. That's the difference between spiritualism and metaphysical energy work. I don't disagree on any points. I'm not sure that. I think I'm too much of a savage to be able to differentiate between any of those things. Between like the soul, like if we're talking about like a metaphysical body, is that what we're talking about? In which case, I think that's it. I don't know, like akin to the energetic bodies, to the physical body. Like it's still like a thing. So I don't know if you can differentiate, because I'd like to know like your definition of spiritualism and metaphysical energetic work. I'm interested. Listen to Alan Watts and read The Power of Now by Eckhart. Oh, I lost it. Tolle. The reason why spiritualism is so hard is because our human brains thinking our way to spirituality. Agree. NDE said English chat with Lorna. Trish says, I love listening to NDEs. Yeah, they're cool. Definitely. Lorna says, for me in past, I took on other people's stuff, took that we are one too much. And recently I slipped into that processing family stuff. Yeah, we can be one. But they're just you know, like, that's where it gets confusing, I think, for a lot of people. And I've gone back and forth with this before. It's easier for me, and I can't speak to anybody else. It's easier for me to look at the universe as it's just me, and I'm responsible for all of it. I'm responsible for the war. I'm responsible for, you know, the genocide, Jay. I just take responsibility for it all, because that way nobody else can, you know, like nobody else can control you. Like if you're responsible for all of the worst things in life too, on top of all the good stuff, like then there's no other power that can have any influence over you. Maybe that's psychotic. I don't know. But it works for me, and I'm probably the happiest person you guys are ever going to meet. So, you know, do with that what you will. Hey, Amy says South Node 2. Lorna says, seems like I mentioned those to you. Lal, yes, I have been writing and flushing. Thank you. Yes, that's always positive. I thought about doing that maybe when I do my little meditation retreat here on Saturday. I'm probably going to write some stuff down too and burn it. Trish says, I missed the past couple of live streams because I've been so busy, but I definitely want to go back and listen at some point. Trish says, yes, you're creepy dream stalker, lol. I remember you talking about him. Yeah. He's not making a dent anymore, which is freaking awesome. It's cool too, you guys, because like I've known this stuff. It's not like, again, it's not anything new information, but it's different because you're like feeling it. You're like on a different like frequency, and you can like phase through reality different. I don't know. I'm probably not making any sense. But even when my ex-husband, who I did let move back in, you guys, I felt bad for him. His girlfriend was threatening to kill him. She took a knife to him and all kinds of stuff. So anyways, even when he does stuff now, I'm like, oh, that's literally Kiang Mach. That's literally consciousness just seeing what I'll do, just messing with me. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, I'm on to you, you know? So like it just doesn't have the same effect that it used to. Hey, Amy says Mandela cascades. Yep. The Mandela effect. We need a whole show dedicated just to the Mandela effect.
We do. I have to research that more because I found threads. There are people talking about stuff that I was like, what?
Yeah.
So we should definitely plan a show for that.
It's out of control. Like they're crazy, you guys. They're crazy.
Well, that's weird because the internet keeps changing things. Like it keeps telling me things that aren't real. And I'm like, well, that was real because I was there. Like I lived it. I remember being
like Payless Shoe Store. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, I don't know. That's why I'm making it a mission to research the astrological alignments, like especially of the outer planets, seeing they were, discovered within the last like 100, 200 years. But all the information we have on it is based on tropical, like transits, tropical placements. So
yeah, we need to do a complete
there's an overhaul needing to be done.
Yeah. We're gonna get those dates together. We're gonna put something together. You guys, if you don't know, we're getting ready. We're only a few days away from the publication of the very first issue of Sidereal Rising. We have, how many do we have? We have 5. Do we have 5 or 4 articles in there? They are not your standard blog article, you guys. These are thoroughly researched dissections that you're not going to find anywhere else. And for being honest, the books, like they're basically collector's editions. So you guys are going to want to buy a copy. We're not going to price them too high. Obviously, we don't. I don't know if you guys know about publishing. You don't make a lot of money on books unless you're publishing like thousands of books. It's free, not the book, but the PDFs are free to our members. Everybody else, the actual books are going to be free to you can buy the print copies, but they're really cool. Okay. Like they are awesome. There's nothing else like it as far as I know in the astrology community. Like this is the first one. We've dug out, sidereal astrology. I'm sorry, you guys. There are obviously like tropical, they have some journals, but a lot of them kind of suck. They're not great. Okay. They're not really, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't hold up to, to scrutiny when it comes to like the scientific world. It's kind of a lot. It's just, they're kind of,
Well, it's tropical based and they'll sprinkle some sidereal in there.
No, I don't know that they do. I don't know that. I don't know. But
I don't know either. It's been
it's been
a while since I looked at one of those. Usually I'd go to Barnes and Noble and check them out.
Right.
Through them,
yeah, so this is super cool. You guys are definitely want to get in on the ground floor because it's a very exclusive thing. But Niki has an article in there. I learned some things that I definitely didn't know, but it's fantastic. They're all fantastic. They're great. They're excellent. And it's not like blogs. So if you guys read blog articles, it's just different. So like technically we can't call this a peer reviewed journal because we don't really have a lot of peers. There's no other sidereal astrology group that can be like, yeah, we'll look at your stuff and make sure it's good.
Yeah, but it's you guys.
We have an academic board. And we are scrutinizing this stuff. So anyways, I'll let you guys all know. I'm sure you're all on the newsletter and stuff, but we'll be talking about that here. Hopefully
I'm really excited for that. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're also looking for contributors. So please don't feel like you're not good enough to write for the journal or even the blog posts and stuff. But yeah, so hit us
You're
up.
gonna see a lot of footnotes, and I did not keep track. Okay, that is
no,
there's a lot of footnotes. Trust me, we help you out with that. So don't get intimidated.
Yeah, don't get super freaked out. I literally research, you guys, for probably like 6 hours every morning. All I do is research, so I handle that stuff. You guys don't gotta worry about it. All right, what else am I doing? We're talking to yes, creepy. Yeah, I talked about that. Yes, I love me some Alan and Eckert, Chelsea says. Have you checked out James Lowe? I came across him recently, and his vibe is similar to Alan Watts from my perspective. Anyway, I like his style a lot. I'm not familiar, Nikki.
No, neither am I.
Okay. Trish says, I was meditating on a lake when I opened my eyes, and the sky and the lake and the trees were all the same color of violet. I said out loud, now separate the colors, and they separated back to normal. I 100% believe it. I have no doubts whatsoever. Lorna says, Nikki, thank you. Oh, Abby and Nikki, thank you. I needed to hear that reminder today. I love you bunches. We love you too. Nature's Place says, it is all medicine. Yeah. Trish says, Chelsea, no, I don't, but I'm going to look him up. Thank you. Also, they're just you. Yes, the egg theory. Abby, I assume you know what that is. No, I don't know what that is. Never assume I know anything about anything. I have a very specific
What's
knowledge
the egg
base.
theory? What's that? I can't,
don't know.
You know what? I can't eat eggs. I wanted to go eat duck eggs, and my guides are like, stop. No.
Doubt that's
like,
what she's referring to.
No.
I'm guessing that's not what she's referring to.
No.
But.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was distracted. I just heard eggs, and I'm like, I can't eat that either. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yes, we will do a Mandela Effect episode for sure. Nature's Place says, this is so great. Thanks, ladies. English, a chat with Lorna says, Abby, when I take the responsibility, my old stuff comes up with guilt and being my fault. Love the timelines where I did it right metaphor. Yes. But see, that's what I'm talking about, Lorna. I guessed earlier, maybe like an hour ago, I said, if I had to guess what this is going on, there's deeper love and, guilt, and there's shame stuff, and there's all kinds of things. I would hit it hard. I'd go in super, super hard and be like, all right, I'm going to love myself. I swear to God, I'm not getting up until I do, but that's me. That's the Sagittarius coming out. Trish says, I'm so excited for that publication and the Sidereal Zoom convention. Yes, you guys, it's
it's coming
almost
up.
Time. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's just going to be casual, guys. Just a little casual.
It's going to, don't, you guys know, I don't think we're capable of being uber professional. We'll probably not swear as much.
Oh,
but,
no, I'm going to really be a good girl. Guys, I'm going to try. I can't help it. If you saw my chart, you'd be like, oh, I understand. That's why she's like that.
I think it's fine. I was thinking about that today. There was like a time when Alice was like, I don't know, 4 maybe or something. And I'm like, God, I got to quit swearing. Like, I have to do it.
Oh my God.
I tried, you guys. I tried and I couldn't do it.
I used to pray to God, like, please help me stop.
Yeah. Well, it turns out she giggles herself silly if I swear. Like, she thinks it's hilarious anyways. And I don't put the same amount of, like, I love the fuck word. I think it's one of the greatest words ever created.
So
it's
satisfying.
So versatile. It's got a nice, right? That very.
It's like hanging up the phone.
It's exactly like that. And swearing is kind of, I like to think of it as adding spice to your food. It just spices things up a little bit, just a little pepper, little cinnamon.
I love it. Yeah.
That's all it is. So I don't know. I don't get like the, I still told her, you still shouldn't be swearing, when you're out and having to have that conversation. Like, people don't like that, it makes, if they see little kids swearing, like, it's not giving them the warm fuzzies. So let's just hold off, Trish says, when someone says they are a Libra or Scorpio sun sign, I'm like, I bet you're a Virgo though. And they hate that. Yeah.
Oh, they do. They
do.
They're like, I am not. I'm the sexiest Scorpio you've ever met in your fucking life.
Yeah.
That's the attitude you're going to get. I've seen it. I'm like, oh, but you're not.
Yeah. Hey, Amy says academia could do with a little loosening around the gonads. That's true.
Amen. I know,
yeah, that's true.
right?
For the record, like, it's not
Have you met some of these people with master's degrees? Okay, I used to do their hair. Some of them aren't the brightest crayons in the box. Okay, academic doesn't mean that you are all knowledgeable, that you know everything. It's just a piece of paper.
That's kind of the topic of my article that I wrote. I wrote an article. You guys will see it soon enough. It's called Before Babylon, and it's all about astrology in the Sumerian period. Now, okay, I don't want to say names, but I kind of have to a little bit because I need context, okay? So who's that guy that does the astrology podcast?
Oh, Chris Brennan. Yeah.
Chris Brennan. He had this guy on, I can't think of his name, but I'm so bad with names.
Oh, I can't remember either. I know which one you're talking about because I tried to watch it.
Which they all are 3 hours. And I did. I finally was able to watch through. And I'm like pulling my hair out because of all the people, like he knows better. He knows what he's saying. And this happens all the time, okay? And I was more upset because I'm like, you're going to go on an astrology podcast, like you're an Assyriologist and you're willing to go and do this because he focuses on like Babylonian astrology and stuff, which is the thing. It's absolutely detailed and it's real. But the way that they talk about it, and his was symptomatic of the whole process, they just leave out all of the evidence for it actually being astrology, being Sumerian in origins. And they know better. They have to know better. This stuff is so obvious. You can't just like, you can do it. You can get away with it on an astrology form because nobody knows, like nobody knows about it. They don't talk about it. It's like Babylon. That's it. That's when it all started. And I lay out the evidence, you guys. I lay it out. And there was so much more I couldn't do, but it's all in there if you guys are interested. So it's really cool. But that's the kind of stuff that is in there. You guys are definitely want to check it out. Trish says, I swear so much my F-bombs are theatrical.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I think more people are getting more comfortable with it over time. I think it's just normal now. I don't know. Like one day,
look at the world. I mean, who are we being proper for anymore anyway? And what is proper?
Well, yeah, who decides what's going to be like proper and acceptable?
Yeah, act like a lady. That's what I've always been told. Act like a lady. Act like a lady. I'm like, I don't fucking. What's that?
I would struggle.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
I do struggle. It took me a long time to act like a lady, you guys. It took me a long time. I always felt like a dude trapped in a girl's body.
Yeah, me too. For sure. I still do. Like,
I have a hard time even dating. Like, guys are trying to talk. I'm like, who the fuck are you? What do you want? Like, you don't fit into my schedule right now. I'm like, kind of rude. And I'm like, I'm busy. Like, I don't know.
That is a scheduling situation. Yes. If you want to hang out, if you want to talk to me on the phone, like we got to schedule it in. Okay. Cause that's real. Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. That might be more of like my Virgo traits. Not really my masculine traits. But I'm in charge of my life and I just don't I'm not willing to, I don't know. It's a whole nother show, but I'm in charge of my life and I'm in charge of who comes into my life and I'm busy.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my God, my cat is such an asshole. I was talking about it too. And he hit me. He hit me, ripped my eye up and everything.
Because you're in an abusive relationship.
Yeah. He doesn't want anybody else in my life but him. We're together. He's right over there, you guys.
He was smacking you around. You leave me these WhatsApp messages and I hear meow in the background, trying to get your attention. Like you're not allowed to talk to anybody or have any friends. He's over there who are you talking to?
He's such a jerk.
Pay attention to me.
He's like, I'm your only man. Look at me.
Was your daughter there when he did that?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Dude, yeah, he doesn't like when anybody comes over either. He doesn't she spent a couple nights here and has been hanging out. He's just pissed. He's like, no, it's me, you and me, girl. And I'm
like, okay. You're
in controlling relationship.
Yeah. Sure are.
I know. I traded one for another. God damn it.
English chat with Lorna says, at Trish Farrell 78, have so much family that is true for lots of late September, October birthdays, and they're all Virgos.
Right.
Yes.
I love it. You must have the most organized birthday parties ever.
Andre was like that, but he was the opposite. He thought he was a Virgo and he was like all proud of it. And I'm like, dude, you're the most typical Leo that ever walked the earth as a Leo. Like, no, definitely not. And he is. Okay.
You only told me like a little bit about him, and he is. He so is.
Yeah. He's like the most stereotypical. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, that he's like that, because I sometimes I try to do my part to be like, yeah, some of the signs, they're not really exactly, they don't really do all that. No, he's living proof that Leos are just like they say Leos are. So. He's got it in him.
Oh my God. I love when astrology astrologizes.
Yeah. Nature's Place says people with brain damage to the language part of the brain can still swear. It's emotion. Ooh,
That's super
did not
cool.
know that. Yeah, good for them. Good for them.
I love that for them.
Chell says, yeah, Trish, I don't hate it, but I loved being a Scorpio Libra. I was exactly how Niki just put it. That was part of why I was so pissed to find out Tropical punked me out. There was shame.
Dude, it's the same thing to me. They were like, you're an Aries. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I kind of like doing all the Aries things. I don't know. But when I found out I wasn't an Aries and I looked at it, I was like, that makes sense. That's why. That's freaking why. I didn't fight it. I was like, I knew it. I've been punked too, but in a different way. I wasn't clinging to my old fucking placements because it just didn't seem right. I don't know. I'm a self-analyzer. I've been like purging a lot of like yucky stuff. It's been karmic. What can I say? I'm just here to totally overthink everything and about the improvement shit. So, but what were there any placements? I can't recall. There weren't any placements where I was like, that's still the same. I think it might have been Venus and Taurus. I think that stayed the same. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, mine was I'm Sagittarius in both. But my Sagittarius right on the galactic center, basically on the cusp of Scorpio, right? Ficus makes all the sense. And the one that really got me, and it was my very first exposure to the difference between tropical and sidereal, was my moon sign. Unfortunately, again, I was surrounded by Vedic astrologers at the time, so I had access to it and be like, oh, wait a second. But like the difference between an Aries moon and a Taurus moon is
holy
extreme.
Shit. Yes. So this is another reason why I don't like tropical, because I'd been using it to try to figure out my spouse of 25 years for a really long time. And like, the shit doesn't add up. It's not adding up. And like, eventually, you see it you see this real sky chart and you're like, oh my God, like it makes sense. And I don't know. I guess it's because I am an astrologer. I study astrology. I like look at it every single day. And I'm, comparing, but I mean, as somebody that's always suspicious of like, am I being told the truth? Is this really real? Like I just, my findings led me to believe that there is absolutely zero use for tropical astrology. It's an empty cauldron. Okay. I'm staring at an empty cauldron of nothingness that led me to like years of bullshit that I could not handle, that drove me absolutely insane. And then look, I get this beautiful star chart and I'm like, oh my God, now I can finally feel it. I can see it. And I mean, I couldn't figure out my mom for the longest time. Like my mom and I just don't like connect at all. And I see her chart, I compare, I'm like, it just makes so much sense.
It's all there.
It's all there. Her moon and Neptune are conjunct in Gemini, I think. And I was like, oh, that's why she's like that. That's why people tell her everything. You couldn't go to the grocery store with this woman. She'd find somebody that knows her and they would sit and tell them tell her their whole fucking life story. They would dump everything on her. She'd be just sit and listen. Oh my God, yes. Oh, like, and all of us kids are just like there, like
right, can we go?
Literally this, and that tells the tale of the Neptune function, though, you know, like I feel like Neptune is definitely opens up that spiritual sense for a person where people want to open up to them. They feel better after they're done talking to that person. So I don't know. Anyway, I make sense to me, but yeah, I've done my research, guys. I've been following it. I've looked. I have done it. Okay. I've done the work. Yeah. 15 years of staring at people at the back of their heads, talking to them, asking them questions, and realizing there's zero correlation there. Zero. Okay. Yeah. Tropical will give you a big goose egg.
Again, if there's an overlap, sure, you know, you can get some of it. That's going to happen at least, you know, a percentage of the time, but you shouldn't be getting it wrong or getting it right 50% of the time. That's not okay. Like, that's not okay. If your doctor diagnosed, you know, 50% of his clients or what are those called? Patients. That's the one. If incorrectly in their illness, you'd be like, take his license away. Like, what is going on? That's not acceptable. You know? Yeah. So there has to be some level of a standard. And like you said, sidereal.
Yeah. The problem, you know, with astrology, it's lacking ethics. I think it's lacking ethics. It's lacking accuracy. It's something that I absolutely adore and believe that was put here by the universe for us to use. It's all ours. It's been perverted. It's been diverted. And it's only been that way for the last 2,000 years. And everyone's like, no. There's a purpose for this. To show us how to get back to where the F it was before.
You mean there's a purpose to having the zodiac be off?
Some people believe that. Some people believe that there's a purpose to tropical astrology, and they'll argue their way, you know, through how it's supposed to work. And yeah, I can see how, you know, people who are into like ritualistic magic, I can see how they would use it. You know, I could see how they would be like, ugh, because it's fantasy. You know, you're manifesting. If you feel like you can push those energies here and there and manifest it, then that's a completely different thing, not astrology. You look at like the sky for astrology. That's what I thought we were doing the entire time, you guys.
I know. That's what most people think is happening.
Yeah.
Your average person, when they find out, they're like, oh, I just thought that this was all based on where planets were in the stars.
Yeah. I wouldn't have considered myself an astrologer, but like everybody knew me as Niki, like the chick who knows everything about astrology, the girl you come to if you want to like talk about weird shit, you know. That was my hairstylist, like, you know, little flagship, you know, as the people come talk about all sorts of crazy things. I mean, I used it because what happens when you get a crazy ass client who wants to change her hair every 4 weeks, 6 weeks, is going off the rails. You're trying to figure her out, you know, because each appointment's a psychology appointment. It's not really about how they look. Okay. It's usually because their man is a dickhead who can't keep his effing mouth shut. Like, oh, I didn't like you blonde. Oh, I liked you this way, or whatever the hell. I mean, there's always something going on in somebody's life, you know? So I've done the work, you guys. I've done it. I've checked. I have looked. I have asked all the questions. I've had the people in front of me. You can't make this shit up. All right. You can't trick your way through it.
You can't unsee it either.
You can't unsee it.
No.
Yeah, there's so many people I think about now that I wish I could go back and be like, oh my God, it's because this was happening. Oh, and I couldn't help you. And, you know, and I get mad, but, you know, and I beat myself up, but there's no way I'd ever go back to that.
Yeah.
I would never, ever go back, period. Okay. If somebody was like, if you could go back and be rich, or if you could go back and change this, bitch, I would never go back. Okay. Period. Right. I would never go back to anything. I don't even want to even repeat this life again. I want to get it. I want to just get it done. Okay. I want my mission to be. Yeah. You know, like, I'm on a mission. I'm going to get the mission's going to be good enough when I die. And I'm like, all right, there's not going to be any regrets. There's not going to be any, oh, I wish I would have done this better. Oh, let's go back and no, I'm all right. I'm good on that. I'm good on that shit, you guys.
I'm with you too.
I don't want to come back and do this.
I don't mind. I'm not worried about it. I'll come back. I'm not scared. I'm having fun. So
well, I'll do whatever I have to, I guess.
I know.
But I'm not, you know. They gave me the power to complain. They didn't give me the power to change their minds or anything. So I talk about the universe. So
Trish says, yeah, but probably astrology lies about the characteristics of Aries on top of that, not looking at the damn sky. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's so true. Oh my God. I don't know. I just recently was talking to this dude who's an Aries and he just thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm like, what fucking year were you born? I didn't even look. It was like, I got to see where all the other placements were. Just, I don't know. There's something about those full-blown Aries folks that have like a bunch of, they're just like, look at me. Look at how strong I am. Look at me. Look at how like sexy I am. Oh, and again, like everything's kind of about fucking, like, I'm not lying. It's really cool.
There's a lot of sex energy in there. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know. Aries here's the deal. Like, I think we just need to go back and look at how these planets are interacting with the constellations. We don't have the correct history written down. Like, we should look at them. We should be thinking, well, if the last 2,000 years we've gotten some of these overlapping themes with some of the older, themes, then, what are we missing? We have to relook at history. We have to look at the patterns. And we're in a really great place in history right now because we can just look it up. We got books everywhere. Let's check it out. I don't know. I'm like, I get excited I'm nerding out about that kind of stuff. I'm like, ooh, you guys know this about Pluto? Like, I don't know. It's just, I got to look at Uranus. I got to see, like, is it what they say it is? We don't really know. Like, we need to do the research, and that's why we're here. It's what we're doing.
Yep.
It's got to be looked at again. It's got to be thoroughly combed through. I've got a huge book, you guys. I got a book. Where is it? It's never around when I need it, but things like this thick, wherever my camera is, it's like huge. And it's got a whole bunch of history in it. That's a bunch of bullshit because it doesn't even fucking make sense. The dates aren't right. Uranus wasn't in Taurus at that time. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers to me.
It's nonsense, yes.
Yeah. And then as astrologers, like, we're learning this and we're absorbing it and we're just taking in what we can get because we're like, oh yeah, this is what this prominent astrologer said. I believe them, especially when they're, they've got degrees and all of this other stuff. But, we're finding that this information can't be used. Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, well, this is so dumb. Now I got to redo everything. I had to write my paper on Pluto and there was nothing out there. I had to go do it all on my own, which is fine. I'm used to it.
That's the way but that's the way to do it. That's what I did for all of the Sumerian translations. You guys have no idea how ridiculous they are. So basically what happened was, oh man, early seriologists, they kind of came to some decisions on what the translations would be, and then everybody who comes after just like, yeah, that's good, I'll take that, and then they just keep pushing it out. Nobody ever goes back and is like, wait a second, we have new information. That's probably not what that means, and a lot of these people, I mean, there are a handful that they do specialize in that, but the mainstream work that's being put out, I went back through even today and I'm like, these are so ridiculous. Like, this makes no sense at all. And this relates to astrology because a lot of the Hellenistic, the classical meanings and stuff, like, I don't know if you guys understand this, but they literally come from Babylon, which literally got its information from the Sumerian texts. So it's a continuation to today. It's a very bad continuation from what it originally was. So these things affect like everything. They affect everything. As a matter of fact, a lot of Western civilization is based on like a lot of these laws and these like religious concepts that go all the way back to Mesopotamia. So it's not just like a fun fact, they translated this wrong. Like, no, this actually has an effect on all of us right now, So I don't know. I think it's interesting, but so get into what you were saying, Nikki. Like, I go through and I don't trust anybody's translation at this point.
Yeah.
If anything that they say, I'm like, nope, show me the text, show me where you got this, because I'm not taking it as face value anymore. Like, I've learned my lesson. You guys get shit wrong all the time, and nobody calls you out. Nobody questions it. They're just like, oh yeah, well, you're a scholar. You'll tell us the truth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
Well, astrology is about reading patterns. And when the patterns don't add up and you're looking at history, like, obviously we need to look at it again, because we're dealing with past patterns still. Like, we can look, if we look at history and where we were back then, and Pluto, polarity points, outer planet stuff, like, we can dissect it. We can look at it a little bit better, and we can see the same exact themes are happening now. We can help us project into the future, not necessarily prophesize or tell the future, but we can project, and we can look at the energies, and like, this is what's likely to develop, because this is what had developed in the past out of these energies. When it's completely off, I'm telling you, there's a huge difference between Aries and Taurus. There's a huge difference between Taurus and Gemini. These are processes. Like, they make a difference. The planets and their aspects, they're very, very important. They tell a story. But the constellation's the backdrop. It's the whole vibe, man. God, I don't know how else to say it, but we're getting there little by little. It won't be an overnight change, but we're going to chip away at it.
It's going, you guys. It's definitely making a difference.
Yeah. So if you're interested in research, if you're interested in that type of stuff, do it, publish it, get a hold of us, put it on your own blog and send us a link. I'll post it. Like, we need to get the information out there. We need people involved. So yeah, just get involved. Start telling people, and try not to sound like me, where it's all crazy. I sound like a crazy person. I get my hands going. I'm like, and then you wouldn't believe. I'm goofy.
It's good to sometimes it's good to get excited. I usually don't get excited until somebody asks me about it. I'm like, oh, just wait. I'm about to blow your mind. Like, you have no idea. They're into astrology here, and they have no clue about sidereal at all. So I gotta usually bust out ChatGPT, be like, can you please explain this in Russian? Because there's just no way I'm going to be able to lay it all out for them right now. And they do. So that's good.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. Yeah. Happy eclipse. We'll be back. Are we coming back next week? What's next week?
We'll be here next week. That'll be right before the big event.
Oh yeah.
With my voice back by then. That'll be good.
Yeah. So we'll be here. Thanks everybody for joining us. Lorna, Charles, Trish. Who else we have? Hey, Amy. All, you guys are awesome, on fire.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
It definitely wouldn't. It wouldn't be fun, probably. I mean, don't get us wrong. We could have this conversation without you guys, but it's way cooler to have a giant conversation and have
group
everybody's
chat
ideas and stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome. So thank you so much for being with us. All right. Well, we'll let you go. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.